Hi everybody, it's Katie and I'm here to do my January wrap-up video where I talk to you about the books that I read for this month off of my TBR list and sometimes not on the TBR list, and what I thought about them. If I end up wiggling around a lot during this video, it is because I am holding this creature. Her name is Eloise and she is in training to become my service animal, which is a long process, and she's still a puppy, so she likes to wiggle around, and I don't trust her quite yet to be walking around my apartment without me. She is very small, and I caught her coming out from underneath the couch in my bedroom 5 minutes ago, so yeah, I'm just gonna end up holding her this time. Let's get started. The first book that I read this month was called The Beast Within by Serena Valentino, followed by another book by Serena Valentino called The Fairest of All. These two are retellings of Disney's Snow White and Beauty and the Beast. So I was really interested to see the perspective because it comes from the antagonist point of view throughout this entire book. So I wanted to know a little bit more about these series, these books. So I read The Beast Within first because it was smaller and I wanted to kick off the year with a quick read. And then I read The Fairest of All. Turns out that these actually go in an order. It's The Fairest of All first, and then The Beast Within. But you could really read them in any order like I did, and you really wouldn't be confused. It just kind of explains some of the connecting threads through these stories a little bit more. They were both really good. I rated them both 4.5 out of 5. They lost points for me in, there was no marking anywhere within the book, front or back, or in the cover, or the dust jacket, anywhere that said this is book 1 or this is book 2. But yeah, that was really kind of the only downfall. The covers are pretty, the dust jackets, they're so soft. And if you take off the dust jacket, that is the hardcover. It's kind of like the person that's within. It's really cool. And doing my research after I finished these books, I learned that there is a third book coming out from Ursula's perspective in The Little Mermaid. So knowing what I know about the connecting threads within these two books, I'm really interested to see how those connecting threads travel within the universe of The Little Mermaid. So those are the first two books that I read. The next book that I read is called A Whole New World by Liz Brashwell. I loved this book. Oh my goodness. It was fantastic, which counteracts a lot of what reviews say on Goodreads. I mean, it has a 4-point-something review on Goodreads, which is pretty good. But if you read like some of the written out reviews, it's people saying that they didn't finish it because the first section is exactly like Aladdin, the Disney movie, and they stopped because they thought they were just literally reading the Disney movie, which, yes, that does happen. It does have that very similar line-for-line act as the Disney movie in the first section of this book, but then it takes a dramatic turn, and Jasmine and Aladdin become revolutionaries, and it's just fantastic. I was enthralled by this book. I stayed up as late as I had to finish reading this book so I could get it in one sitting. I just gobbled it up. It was brilliant. I have a book review, book talk, book summary coming out on this soon. I already have it recorded. I just need to do the edits on it, and keep your eye out for that. That will have spoilers about some of what goes on in the book. The dust jacket is so it's like the other ones, very soft. I love Disney's dust jackets. They're just always so soft. The heart, when you take off the dust jacket, it's not as pretty as the other ones, but it's still really pretty. So yeah, that is that, and it was really good. I gave it a 5.5 out of 5.5. It was so good, I broke the rating system. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It was brilliant. It was just absolutely brilliant. Hey guys, sorry for the intrusion and break in the normal video. I know that I had said that I had a book review for A Whole New World, and I did at the time. However, in the process of trying to edit, I realized that the file was completely corrupt and that there's really no hope at saving this file, and I just don't have the time to refilm the entire thing. It was a very lengthy video and I just don't have the time for that. So I apologize for the inconvenience if you were really looking forward to that. And the next book that I read was also on my TBR list, and that was Nightmares Unhinged, 20 Tales of Terror. Yeah, it wasn't very terrifying, actually. Only reason why I really picked up this book was because it has one of my favorite authors in it, Aaron Michael Ritchie. I posted a review of one of his last books, and most recently published, Elizabeth's Midnight, book review, book talk, book summary. Previously, a few days ago, go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link somewhere. And yeah, so I mean, it really, none of it, there was a couple stories, that I just opened up to Aaron Michael Ritchie's. There were a couple stories that, kind of made me go, whoa, but nothing that was absolutely terrifying. If you want more of like psychological horror, this has some psychological horror in it, but it's not, death, gore, horror, grr, my puppy, she does not like it when I make those noises. Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was good. I might try rereading it around Halloween, more of a scarier time of year, see if it has a different impact, because, it is January, and everyone's still coming off of Christmas and going into Valentine's Day. The next book that I read was actually not in my January TBR video, because this was a surprise. But in the process of getting this one, it has been a very, very, very long time since I have owned a true puppy. I've had dogs my entire life, yes, but it's been a long time since, there's been a puppy, okay? So, the organization that I got Eloise from, the woman who runs that particular branch in my area, gave me a book, let me borrow it to read it, and I read it, so it's going in the video of books that I read for the month, and that is The Perfect Puppy in 7 Days, How to Start Your Puppy Off Right. So, it was it's a training book, basically. However, what was very unique about this training book is that it was very visual. It had a lot of pictures. It talked about how to train your dog to go outside, which was a little bit of a struggle for a little bit. How to walk with your dog, how to get your dog to come when called, schedule, socialization for your dog, and then it had something really cool in the back that I really enjoyed and thought that it really helped, and that was a checklist for socialization for dogs. And I liked it. It was, you know, talking about getting your dog used to people touching its ears, looking in its mouth and gums, holding on its back and rubbing its belly, putting on a harness, stuff like that. Then being around unfamiliar people, unfamiliar dogs, just drop the book, other animals, new surfaces. I mean, it goes through everything, even like scary sounds, which it tells you to play the sound like off of your computer or something and help your dog associate that with not having to be scared, because I'm pretty sure we all read Because of Winn-Dixie in high school or middle school or in school. We all read that book. We all know that Because of Winn-Dixie is about a dog that got scared of thunder. And you know what? Under scary sounds, thunder is the first thing it lists. So, but I live in SoCal. Thunder isn't really a big problem. Other things that it talks about is like man-made objects, objects with wheels, and new environments. You know, the object with wheels, I just watched an episode of Caesar Milan where the dog was scared of like bikes and rollerblades and skateboards and scooters, and thought that would be interesting. However, I don't do much of things with wheels other than my truck, so not exactly my biggest concern, but she'll have to get used to it being my service animal and walking around, going places. There will be things on wheels. Last and final book that I read in the month of January, meaning I finished it this morning. Do you know how hard, do you know how hard it was to read this book? Because it's such a big, thick, very enjoyable, I wanted to guzzle it up in one sitting. However, this one was like, no, I'm going to sit on your chest and make it very difficult. Or it's going to be playtime and I'm not going to let you do that. Yeah, that was fun. So, but that book is Cress by Marissa Meyer. So yeah, I read this book technically over the span of 2 days. I started it yesterday, I finished it today being the last day of January. So there was a little bit of a push to get it done, but I got it done. It was good. I like the series. It's not my absolute favorite series, but I do like the series. I was not a fan of Scarlet, in truth. I liked Cinder, which kind of, you know, made me read Scarlet. And then I didn't like Scarlet, but this is my friend's book, and she's been letting me borrow them. I'm not going to do a book review on this one, figuring that, you know, it's a very popular book series, and there really is no need for a book review. So that is all of the books that I read in the month of January, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books in this month. And yeah, I'm going to be making another video soon about my TBR list for the month of February. And so yeah, I'll see you on the flip side. Insert your creative outro here, and I will talk to you later. Bye!